Well, hello there. Slight hiccup in the fact that I don't seem to be able to stream to my group. So I'm now streaming to my page. I hope you're all there. I hope you can kind of see me. And I'm going to go and start the training. So basically, the training tonight is all about your social pages. And we know, don't we, that social media can take over everything. It can consume our lives. So hopefully I'm going to give you some top tips to be able to help. So I'm going to share my screen now, and we're going to go straight in, and I'm going to look at the slides, and we're going to go and present. So free live training, social media, making the most of your business pages. So it's what we'll be covering about what we need to do to optimize your business pages on social. And first of all, I kind of, there needs to be some fundamentals in place before we start to use social effectively. And I just wanted to check you guys have got them. So one of them is obviously social media has to be part of your marketing plan. It can no longer be ignored or just be the sole thing. It must be as a part of your email strategy, your blog posting, your direct mail. It has to be a part of it, and it has to be strategically thought about to link together. Because it can be all consuming, can't it? It can take over our lives. So what we need to do is to make sure that we kind of have a plan and get a bit of a life at the same time, which I know is far easier to say than do. So you need your social pages to work for you, and they need to do the job. They need to connect with people. They need to be optimized so that information is easy for people to access. And what information you want them to access is really, really important. So this training is all about that. Now, one thing that I say all the time is consistency. So you must make sure that you are consistent, that you show up. Whatever that commitment is, it needs to be consistent. If it's twice a week, if it's 2 posts a day, whatever you think, whatever works for you and for your business. So who am I? Why am I qualified to do this training today? So I am Sarah Bates, and I've run the Sarah Bates Design Consultancy for over 14 years. I have been a graphic designer for a long time, and I want to be the graphic designer now, offering the design solution for entrepreneurs. That's where I want to position myself. So basically I can offer to do the designs for you, or I can train you to do the everyday stuff, because I fundamentally believe every business needs design. Every business needs to show up great on social, and you can't do that without some kind of fundamental training. So that's me on my soapbox. So where we look at our social media, if you look at this graph here, basically Facebook is way, way out ahead. Now, it's been going a long time, hasn't it? And it ultimately is a social channel. Interestingly, YouTube and WhatsApp are kind of tying together. Now, YouTube is owned by Google, and it's the second largest search engine, which is quite impressive, really. But you have got Facebook as a social user. Most of its users are 18 to 34. 21.4% of all Facebook users are aged 45 and older. So it used to be a young person's channel, and it kind of isn't now. If you've got a target audience in that age group or older, then you, my friend, need to be using Facebook. In fact, if you think of how many users are there, it's really clear everybody needs to be using Facebook at some point, whether it's their main focus or not, or just to raise awareness. Male users, interestingly enough, aged 25 to 34, make up the biggest demographic of Facebook users, which I find quite amazing, really, but there you go. So I'm going to just run through very briefly some of those social channels, just to put things in perspective with that graph. So if you look at Facebook, 2.7 billion monthly active users. That's the MAU, monthly active users. 65 million Facebook pages. This is why advertising is so good because you can target it, but it's ultimately quite complicated as well. Some people say Facebook advertising doesn't work, and you're doing it wrong. Basically, you're not doing it quite right, but it is super complicated. And I certainly don't profess to know all that there is about Facebook advertising at all. There's very far many professional people out there that know a lot more, but you should have a business page. You shouldn't be using your personal profile to promote your business, but you should have a business page. Now, we've also got YouTube there. Now, a lot of people use it as a search engine to find out things, to have instructional videos, 2 billion monthly active users. So if you've got any way that you are using video to promote your business, then you maybe should be considering this. If you've got instructional videos or anything at all, you maybe should be using this. We've got WhatsApp. WhatsApp now, Facebook own WhatsApp, as they do Instagram, and they're trying to use that as more of a communication tool, and they're developing it so we can send out kind of almost like you would an email newsletter, where you can use your WhatsApp to send huge messages. I know myself, I've joined a networking group, and both of them use WhatsApp groups. You've also got Messenger, which is obviously kind of linked to Facebook there, 1.3 billion, these are big numbers, active users. Wechat, which is a group from a messaging app, just like WhatsApp and Messenger, and it's mainly popular in China and parts of Asia. Instagram, 1.1 billion monthly active users. Instagram has certainly, in the last few weeks, shaken things up a little bit with their announcement that they want to be the video channel, obviously trying to rival that of YouTube. But it's certainly a younger audience and very active, quite fun, relaxed. And it's got to, whatever your products are, they've got to look great, and they've got to be visual. We've got TikTok, 700 plus million. It's the biggest growing social media platform. It originated in China, and it's just going big and big. And that's the video channel. That's what kind of Instagram are wanting to fight against, as well as YouTube. We have Twitter, 353 million active users. It can be used to connect with celebrities, find out news that's in real time, and have conversations in real time. And also it's being used fundamentally for a complaining channel. So if you want to get in touch with someone and you want to complain about their product, or want to actually get in touch with them, people are now using this as a way to do this, because businesses don't want to be complained at, they want to sort it out. You have LinkedIn, 294 million active users, professional B2B company. More and more people are using it perhaps socially, but then I think certainly since the pandemic, we are using things in a very different way, and we are relaxed and a little bit less formal about our approach to business and connecting with people, which I think is a good thing. Snapchat, 433 million users. And if your brands, if you are wanting to connect with Generation Z or any of the younger age group, certainly Snapchat, 13 to 70-year-olds, is immense. We then have Pinterest. Now, I've been using Pinterest a long time, but for a research purpose, I've asked my clients to visually research and use boards so they can see their all their colors or all their fonts or whatever they like all together. And it's a really good visual way. However, businesses are getting more involved, and people go there to be inspired. So rules, I've got some like little rules that I always stand by. You've got to choose the right platform. You've got to have your profiles optimized, which we're going to talk about. You need to be consistent in action and style. However bored you may be of your colors, of your logo, of your brand, of your fonts, stick to them, please. As a designer, stick to them, because you've chosen them for a certain reason. And also your customers don't want you to change the colors all the time. They want to instantly recognize you as a brand on social. They don't want to even have any doubt when they're buying something that it isn't you. So please stick to your branding. And whatever you commit to, be consistent, but then review it. You know, it's not stuck in sand. Certainly I know when my audience are on a year and a half ago and what days they're on and what times has changed. And that's COVID has changed that. So keep reviewing what's happening. Schedule your posts, save time in your life. And you must engage with any comments, reply to any comments that anyone has made, because it's rude not to, and the algorithm loves it because you are showing that you know your audience, you're engaging with them. If you're going to use images, try not to use typical stock images, none of those, high five office ones, which I quote all the time. Please don't. Follow the rule of thirds for design principles. That's getting a little bit more kind of how your post should be. Maybe ignore that one for now. And aware how it's viewed on phones. 90% of internet users are viewing things on their phones. So it's really important how that shows up, and make sure you review things. So if we look at a business page, I've just pulled my one up here, and you have got to the side, the settings, the bits to change, how you can update your information. If you don't fill all these bits in, you are seriously letting yourself down at this moment in time, and you're letting your business down, because it doesn't take a lot. It takes a Word document with you to complete a profile, with you to complete your about, with some paragraphs about your services. It doesn't take a lot. It's a copy and paste once you've done that initial writing. So what you can see here, this is obviously on a desktop and this is on a mobile, and it's the same. I've just made sure that my type stays in the area so you can see it on the phone. Also, this should be your logo, not your face. It's your logo of your company, so you can identify this is your business. And the element that I've got down here, that's your name. Please make sure you know your name of your Facebook, and you have some idea of what your page is called. What's really good at the moment, which I think is really good, is that they manage your page and Instagram account, because I've linked them. Go to Business Suite. If you go to the Business Suite, you can then schedule your posts. You can then have it in a calendar view, and you can move them around. You can change the hashtags. So you could do one post, Instagram and Facebook, and then put them in the calendar and then move them around, which means that you can do proper scheduling, which is great. It's also important that you mix up your media. Now, if we're talking about your profile, you'll notice there's some words in here. It's not just a picture. Hello, I'm Sarah, graphic designer. I specialize in helping small businesses and startups with their branding and marketing. Okay, so I could change that at any point. I could go into Canva, swap it around, and that would be great. But it tells people instantly who I am, what I do, and what is the benefit I am going to help them with. What benefit am I going to bring? How am I going to help them? So it's super important you get some kind of statement on your header pages, on your header graphic. What's also important is where, crikey. Hang on. I knew I'd go wrong somewhere. You've got home, about, services, more. Just make sure you fill those in. It's really important that you fill the stuff in about your business, about who you are, your values, what your services are. If you're out of office and you put your office hours in there, your opening hours, and you're out of office and somebody sends you a message, make sure you set up an automated message saying, we'll get back to you, because it's really annoying if nothing's there. So please set these things up, and you can go to edit page info. You can go into your settings here. And, this header, it really does need to say who you are, what you do, how you can help. Get a bit of a description in there, and, have a call to action. That could be visit my website, sign up to an email, send me a message, call me. It can be anyone. Just by clicking on there, it will prompt you for a call to action button. Okay, so that's super important. I've got these elements here, and again, it will say, I've just showed you here, I've gone into about, and then basically you can go and edit, and you can do your copy and paste, but get all your information in there. Get your website, your phone number. Oh, gosh, I keep clicking, sorry. Get your phone number in there. If there's any links to LinkedIn or Instagram, get your information there so people can go have a nosy. They can go find out about you, because they need at least 17 touch points, 17 times they'll even remember you if it's a new business. And when you go in and you put your information in your page, please remember it's a benefit statement. You're trying to say how you are going to help these people. So it's super important to get your information all there. It might take an hour of your time to set all these pages up, but believe me, it will be of benefit. And another thing is really important is when you put this header page in here, if you actually just click on the header page, on the right hand side, this information comes up, or it comes up, it's blank. And what is a really top tip that somebody else told me to do, and I hadn't even realized, is that basically you can also have a little bit more information with a call to action. So this is learn the basics of good design and how to use Canva in 1 hour. So your business can show up better on social and stand out. There's a web link there, but I've also got it in here. Learn the design basics. And that's just simply by clicking on that photograph, going to edit and putting a call to action and some information in there. And what's also important now, if you're going to join business groups, okay, some business groups won't like you to join as a business. They will want you to join as a person, which is absolutely fine. That's whatever their rules are of joining that group. But the thing is when you comment in that group, when you make any comment or post or whatever, people are going to go and click on your profile, your personal profile that you have your friends in there. But all of a sudden you've allowed groups to access your profile. So you're missing a trick again if you do not optimize your profile. Now, I've had discussions about that because my personal bit and my business bit have always been separate, but those boundaries are getting merged, they're getting blurred by the fact is if you join groups, and joining groups is brilliant because if you put a post in a group, everyone gets notified and then they have a choice. Whereas if you do an organic post, the chances are 1% of your following will actually see that post in their newsfeed. And then you've got to sweeten the algorithm. You've got to do other things to get shown up, to kind of get into their newsfeed. But fundamentally, you really do need to be optimizing your own personal profile. And at the bottom, like I've starred here, you can also have a call to action. You can actually put it in that description there. Now, my friends who know me, it's absolutely fine to do that. They know I'm a graphic designer. They know that I have my own business. They know I do training. So that's okay. And if I put a picture of some pavlova that I've made, that's also okay. But I am then obviously more conscious about what I do put in my personal profile, which is not a lot, to be honest. And obviously in the intro here on your personal profile, you can also optimize this. You can say basically what you are, where you work as a business. You can give some links. So I've got my subscribe link to my newsletters, which give out my freebies. I have got my website address, and I've also got the address to buy the online course, which is the 1 hour masterclass. So I've got that information there. And under featured, which is down here at the bottom, I've got 2 images in there, one of me saying Canva Essentials and one talking about the Canva Essentials course. So, and it's saying click the link, and the link is just that one there. So again, please, please, please use and optimize your personal page. If you click on the image, again, you can then put a call to action with a link. If you click the word edit. And here again on the right hand side, that is the sign up to weekly freebies to get help your business. And I've given the link there. So that's Facebook. And if you do all those things, you will start to see a difference. And here's an example of a Facebook page, and they've got their call to action. They've got it's all populated. They've even got a video on here instead. And they've got a call to action about learning more, which then takes them to their website, which is a great way to do that. Obviously, what I've talked about before is about your stats. And in your settings and in your insights, you can see when your followers are on. You can see which day they're on most, and you can see which time they're on most. And you should really be scheduling your post to be at that optimum time when most people are on that day, on that specific time. And you can find that out in insights and then schedule your post to come out at that time, not just when you've got your phone in your hand and you've got some time to do it. Be more strategic. When we look at Instagram on the desktop is not great whatsoever. It's not meant to be. It's supposed to be on your phone. And obviously you have your profile, which again should link to your logo, which links to the profile on Facebook and all the other social media platforms. You have an element in here of your profile. Now, as I've just previously said, I've got my website, I've got my training, the design school, where my 1 hour webinar is, and I've also want people to subscribe. And I might have links that I want people to go see on my blog or my LinkedIn page. What I use is something called Linktree. And Linktree allows me to click on this link on my profile. I can then set up some type with a link, which means if they click on that in their phones, they will then get this and then they can click on one of those and it takes me to the Facebook design group, or it takes me to LinkedIn, or it takes me to a course. I find that it's really acceptable to use. Lots and lots of people do. Now, your profile is about 150 characters. Some people put it as a bullet point, which is recommended. Some people put it as a short paragraph, whichever you think is appropriate. I quite like the bullet points with some emojis because it's easy for me to read, especially on my phone. And you've got different things, haven't you? You've got, if your profile has a circle around it, then it's got a story, a live story. You can save your stories into your highlights here, or you can put different posts in there. And Reels is it stays for 24 hours like stories do, unless you put them into your highlights. And it's for short videos, short, fun videos. And you've really got to say in your profile who you are, how do you help and why, what's your USP, so what is your unique selling point. You could say where you're based if that's important demographically, and give a call to action with a sprinkle of personality. Whether you can get that all in 150 characters is amazing, but that's where it is. Now, some people are incredibly particular over their Instagram and some people are not, and I'm flicking again, I'm so sorry. It's entirely up to you. Again, it could take over your life and consume you. Where you find the settings in this one is you click in that little wheel there and you'll find them there. So Instagram have brought two things out, and I just needed to clarify. You should have an Instagram business profile, not a personal one. Okay. And a business Instagram account is meant for brands and other businesses. So accounts are made with features that help you, like call to actions, like more insights, customer service, being able to automate your messages. You also have personal ones, which is for personal use. And you have something called creator profiles. And this is meant for a person who's not yet a business, but fulfills the need to influence and basically build up a fan base, gain brand partnerships. So it could be an individual, but again, the creator profile has a little bit more insights, a little bit more functionality than you would do a personal page. But if you are a business, you should then just change. You don't have to set up a new one. You can just change your profile from being a personal to a business one. And this is Fiona. She has a print company, does these wonderful, gorgeous wooden things, and they're fabulous. She uses her stories a lot, and you can see the little lines on the top there. She uses graphics, backgrounds, really nice call to action. It's always the same type. kind of all more or less the same. She uses the background that's linked with the color, and there's her Instagram here. And you can see very clearly, she's got lots of highlights in here, and she's got a very good call to action going on with her post and huge amounts of followers. LinkedIn personal page. LinkedIn is business, isn't it? Business to business. You have the slight differences is that you have a personal profile on LinkedIn because people buy from people. And that's what LinkedIn wants to encourage, a networking activity. I personally don't like connecting with someone and then they instantly send me a sales message. Don't like that at all. I want to work with people. I want to connect with people. I want to develop relationships. I don't want to sell to people. I think by adding value and commenting and giving support, then I will basically get that back and people will support me. And if they want a designer, I might be front of mind. And if they're not, they might learn something as they go along. But basically, you have a personal profile that you use predominantly, and you have a business profile, a business page. Now, when in your, if you do your work experience where you've worked and you put a business in there, if it's your business like it is mine here, it will automatically, LinkedIn will automatically make a business page if you do not make one at the same time. And you need to claim that business page. So if you haven't got a business page, then you should have. It really is. So if, say, 4 people worked at Sarah Bates Design, basically to find out anything about Sarah Bates Design, the actual business, somebody might have to scroll through all of my posts. They might have to go on my about page. However, they could just go and look at Sarah Bates Design and go to the business page. And then basically you would have some quite significant posts in there to confirm you are a business. This is what business you do. These are your posts. This is your training. These are the logos that you've designed. And you can tell by the information here, I specialize in helping entrepreneurs grow their business through design and training by offering the design solution. It's the same information. It's the same. Even though the business page is slightly smaller on the header, it's the same. What I should have, in fact, it is exactly the same. I'm just showing you a different view. The business page is on the next one. Funny. So sorry, it is exactly the same. And you'll notice it is my profile picture. And when you look at my business picture, it will be a logo. So that's the same. Oh dear, okay. So again, you have got some information. I've circled this little kind of foghorn voice thing here, this sound icon. And if you click it, you can only do this on a phone with the plus. You can actually say it's meant for more accessibility. So someone that maybe couldn't read it on the phone could click that and it would tell you about them. I use it to introduce myself. And this is a really good trick. So somebody who doesn't want to read anything, you could just have a very short snippet of information going, hi, I'm Sarah Bates. I do this and that and the other, or this is how I can help you. Benefit-led statements. Okay. I specialize in helping entrepreneurs so they know clearly who they are, grow their business. That's how I help them through design and marketing by offering the design solution. They might worry or question or wonder what the design solution is, but then they'll get in touch, won't they, if they do? And you've got lots of information about that you can put in. And I strongly, strongly recommend that you do this. So in the next page, which we've got here under the about section, you've got services, about, experience. You need to fill all this information in. And if you've already written it because you've done it for your Facebook, then you really should be getting on and doing it for your LinkedIn as well. And it must be benefit led. It can't be, I'm a designer, I do print, I design logos, I do this. It's basically, I can make your brand and your business stand out amongst the crowd and help you grow your business through design and marketing. That's what I do. The fact that I am a graphic designer, the fact that I can train you, is by the by. It must be benefit led, and that's the only way really going forward that you are going to make a connection. So please have a look, have a review of what you've got on your profiles and just change it up. There's other things that you can do as well. You can add pictures to your work experience, and if you name the pictures, as in you put a proper name in rather than IMG 3059, basically you're helping SEO, you're helping optimize your business get found out. Because if somebody goes on Google and they say type in brochure design York, and I've tagged something as Sarah Bates Design brochure York, I might come up. So you're just giving yourself a helping hand. So I add images in there. I make sure that I've got all my benefits and my services, what I offer in here. And on Thursday, as part of my email newsletter, I give out a checklist that's linked to the training. So if you want to subscribe, sarahbatesdesign.co.uk/subscribe, and then you can sign up to my newsletter and you'll get the freebie that comes with this training on Thursday. This now, however, is my LinkedIn business page. And you can see it's the logo there. It's got the same kind of call to action, the same benefit statement that's going on here. And I've changed up, because this is about the business, I've changed up what I'm offering on here. Now, this is the bit here where it says LinkedIn automatically generates a business page. So you need to claim it. You need to go into help. And also sometimes have a look at like view as admin or view as member, because sometimes you seeing your profile and being in admin mode all the time isn't quite the same as what others do. So be conscious when you're designing the header where this is, and be conscious about this design statement. And obviously your information about jobs, people, videos, you know, get it all filled in, please. Same information, just tweaked a little bit. Okay. And that's an example of, yeah, that's right. That's an example of a, oh my goodness, so sorry. I'll stop looking and going near the keyboard. This is a YouTube business page, and you can see the person there has got, Anya's got a really nice, great big header. I've got a header here, but I've linked mine to the fact that I have got my business branding. Obviously, Anya's got her logo in here. She's got really good setup going on. I haven't got anything right now on my YouTube. It's kind of like closed because I want all my videos to go on my digital courses and not for everyone to see. But you can see Anya gives away such a lot, and all her graphics are very similar. And that's, she's got a videos playlist. There is an about information on your homepage. So please fill a bit of that in. It's more about getting subscribers and getting things set up that way. Again, benefit statement in the about section is really important. This platform is not suitable for every business, but if you're starting to do instructional videos, like we said earlier, if videos are becoming a part of your business, then to get a YouTube account would be a really good idea. And we come to the last one of Google My Business Page. Now, if you haven't got one of these, then this is the first thing that you should do. You should register your business and get a Google My Business account. You should also register your business on Maps. And this is fundamental because Google is by far the biggest search engine in the world, and people automatically use it. We even use that as a verb now, saying, let's Google it, don't we? So you've got to verify your business. You've got to complete your listing, and you've got to assign some users to it. And you've got to describe your business in 750 characters. Got to add some photos in there. So you've got to like set it up a bit like a website, but it's a Google My Business page. So when someone types in design, logo design York, or design training Yorkshire, or whatever it would be, and I've named my pictures and I've put my hashtags in, and I have on all my platforms and on my website, and I've done kind of to help the algorithms everywhere. If somebody types in Sarah Bates Design, for instance, I'll come up all over Google on my images, but I'll predominantly come up on the right-hand side, and it'll show a picture of my house because that's where I work from, and it'll give me listings and my last posts and work that I've done. So it's really important to regular post to Google My Business. Now, you can't schedule in there, or as far as I know, you can't schedule in, but it's really important that you keep doing that. And if you haven't got one, then you really should. And I'll certainly put this step-by-step 10 business steps into my checklist with my newsletter that goes out on Thursday. So that's really, really, really important. And you can get an app so you can do it on your phone. Super important. You really must do that. Other things that you can do is hashtags. You know, it isn't a dark art, aren't hashtags. They are meant to be able to search. And you should always use a general mix of them. Maybe some are demographic, maybe some are very specific to your industry, to your business. Some are quite general that people will type in. But you should use hashtags. This more or less the same, given or take a few, but you kind of should write them on every single post that you do. People use them. So if you go into Facebook and you search, or Instagram and you search, hashtags are going to be predominantly what's used to find that information. You can also help yourself by getting on business directories. I know they're a bit old hat now, but if you go and you type in business directories, or specific like design directories or graphic designers in Yorkshire, or whatever I might look for, there will be business directories that you can put free listings in. And again, make sure the listing is not the services that you have, but a benefit statement, how you will help that person, that customer, that potential customer that's going to come to your business. So please make sure it's really important that you do that. Okay, business directories. So we're nearly at the end now, and I just want you to make sure action points. Okay, pick your platform that works best for you. If you're spreading yourself too thin, you're not going to do a good job. Start small, start getting your confidence built up, schedule your posts, make sure your posts are engaging. Remember, social media is to be there, to be entertained, to inform, to be social, to learn things, to interact. We don't want to be sold at, okay? That's like an indirect act. That's like going into the supermarket for some bread and you're picking up a tin of beans, okay? It just needs to give value to your tribe, to your following, to your customers, to your colleagues. You need to help, okay, and support. And that's the way. I'm reading a book at the moment, Mary Porter's, and it's called Rebuild, and it's about the kindness economy, where we have a fundamental shift. So please pick your platform, whichever works best for you, and optimize those business pages. But please make sure you just rock up consistently. And make sure you just put all your profiles. You might have to set half a day, a couple of hours, something to make sure that you set up all your business pages properly and it's consistently saying the same message. Your logo is there, the graphics are there, and you can find all these different links, all the different sizes in Canva, which is for those of you who don't know, it's an online design program. And if you don't know how to use it, or that you would like to know how to use it, then I have a Design and Canva Essentials course, a 1-hour masterclass that teaches you the very basic of design, which I think is fundamental, because some of my clients have been in Canva and they get overwhelmed because they even buy template bundles, but they get overwhelmed by all this stuff and they still don't know how to use the design or use colors or line things up properly. So this course at the design school, if you then please go there, you can learn about Canva. Otherwise, join me, sarahbatesdesign.co.uk/subscribe to get my newsletter, my weekly newsletter. Hopefully I will have sorted out that I can then feed live into my own Facebook group, which is bonkers. I'm calling it Thirsty Thursday to get the freebies and Training Tuesday to get my live trainings. So next week it will be about something else. So thank you very much for joining me. I haven't been able to see any comments, so I'll make sure if people have made comments, then I will comment back. But thank you very much and really pleased that you've joined me, and thank you very much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.